Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back, or if it's your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoy this video as well as my channel. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you do. So for today's video, I put together a really great, very basic makeup starter kit using higher end items for those of you who are either just starting their collection and want to add some higher end items into it and are not really sure like where to start. I really wanted to create something that would really work for everybody. So I tried to make it really nice and simple and really just put all the basics that you truly need. And this really is not to say that you need to have all these high-end items to create your makeup collection, because you definitely do not. I have previously done the exact same type of video but using only drugstore products. So if you want to go like back and forth between the videos and sort of pick and choose what you want to sort of use depending on your budget, I think you could definitely create a really awesome collection by doing that. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video and do find it helpful. I have a lot of products here that I'm super excited to share with you, and let's get right into it. So starting off with the face, let's begin with foundation. But I did still want to recommend a foundation that I feel like works for a lot of different skin types, and that's also really versatile. It is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick. So like I said, the reason why I think this is a really great foundation, especially for beginners, is because it is so versatile. You could really get a very light coverage with this by just applying a very small amount and blending it out with a damp beauty sponge like a beauty blender, or you could definitely get more of a medium or full coverage with this by applying it a little bit more heavy-handed and then blending it in with a dense brush, which will definitely give you more of a fuller coverage. It's more of like a natural finish. It's not too dewy and it's also not too matte. So I think this would be really great for a wide variety of skin types. And the Makeup Forever foundations also come in a ton of different shades, so there really is something for everybody. So now moving on to concealer. Now you may think that I'm going to mention the Tarte Shape Tape, but I'm not. It is definitely a fuller coverage concealer, and I felt like I wanted to mention something that wasn't so full coverage just because, again, I do feel like it is a little bit more of a versatile product when the product isn't so like full on. So that is why I wanted to recommend the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. Now do not get me wrong, this concealer definitely has some really great coverage, so you will be able to cover up any darkness or discoloration that you may have underneath your eyes. But what I really like about this and why I wanted to recommend it is because it is definitely more versatile, because you are able to wear it on those days when you're not wearing a ton of makeup, but yet you still want to cover up your dark circles. This is not going to look strange underneath your eyes, because if you are wearing a really high coverage concealer and nothing else on your face, it may look honestly a little bit strange, whereas if you put this on and you're not really wearing much else, it's still gonna look really nice and natural while still giving you that little bit of coverage. This concealer is also really nice and hydrating. It does not look cakey, and it's honestly probably one of my all-time favorites. Now, when deciding what kind of primer I wanted to recommend for the starter kit, I was a little bit confused because I didn't really know what to really talk about, because again, primers are more of a personal preference type of thing. Not everybody has like the same skin concerns. So I wanted to recommend something that would be more universal for most people, and that is the Glossier Priming Moisturizer. It is probably one of my favorite primers. Now, the reason why I want to recommend this is because it's not necessarily a primer. It's more so a moisturizer, but it just really creates a really nice base for your foundation to sit on. Now, this will not necessarily prolong the wear of your foundation and it won't fill in your pores, but it will just create a really nice base for the foundation to sit on. This is not also like a typical moisturizer. I find that the texture is definitely a lot thinner, so it doesn't feel super thick on the skin, doesn't clog my pores, and it's honestly just a really simple product to use, and I think everybody could use this. You guys are gonna kill me because I don't stop mentioning this product, but the RCMA No Color Powder, I just have to mention it, even though it's not really like a high-end product because it is pretty cheap. It's like $12. I still had to mention it, okay? So the reason why I think this is so great for beginners is because it's like the simplest powder that you can get. It doesn't have flashback, so you don't have to worry about it giving you like a white cast. And what's also so great about it is that it has no color to it. It's completely translucent. So you could apply this underneath your eyes. You can use it to set your whole entire face, and it will not alter the color of your foundation or your concealer. And I find that this powder is one of the only powders that doesn't make my skin look cakey or feel too heavy. It's just so good. The packaging sort of sucks, honestly, but the actual product inside is what counts, and it's awesome. So now that we're done with the complexion, let's move on to the eyes. So I think that having a really awesome eyeshadow primer is definitely extremely important. An eyeshadow primer will basically just prolong the wear of your eyeshadow. It's my favorite eyeshadow primer. The one that I would definitely have to highly recommend is the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot, and this is in the shade Soft Ochre. So this is basically a cream eyeshadow in more of like a yellow-based skin tone shade. So what's really nice about this is that when you apply it to your lids, it will completely blank out all of the veins and discoloration that you may have on your lid space, and it'll give you a really nice blank canvas to work on, so that the eyeshadow that you apply on top of it will just apply a lot truer than if you were to go in with just more of like a clear primer. And of course, this makes my eyeshadow last a really, really long time. I can wear it from morning to night and my eyeshadow will not crease and will not budge if I do have this underneath it. Now, as far as eyeshadow palettes, I think if you are just starting out your makeup collection, it's never a bad idea to start off with neutrals, because neutrals really do work for everybody, and having those basic shades is a really great foundation for all of the other eyeshadows that you may accumulate over time. So my favorite neutral eyeshadow palette is 100,000% the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye palette. I think that the quality of these eyeshadows for beginners are just perfect because they blend so easily into each other. You do not have to work too hard in order to get a really seamless look with your eyeshadow. And I also do like that all the shades in here are matte. I think that matte shades are way more versatile than shimmer shades because you could apply these anywhere on your eye without having any restrictions, whereas shimmers or metallics, while they are gorgeous and I love applying them on the lid, you cannot really apply those types of shades like in the crease, so that sort of just limits you. So I feel like having an all matte palette to start off with is a really great option because you really will get a lot of use out of it. That is why I think it's amazing and definitely my favorite neutral palette. So good. Now, as far as pencil eyeliners go, if you are just starting out, then I would recommend getting a black eyeliner, a brown eyeliner, and a nude. So these three over here are three of my favorites from each of those categories. My all-time favorite brown eyeliner is definitely the Stila Smudge Stick Waterproof Eyeliner in the shade Damsel. This is the most gorgeous, really deep brown eyeliner that I've ever found, and I do find that these last really, really well in the waterline of the eye. They do not smudge, and they really do stay really nice and rich throughout the majority of the day. Brown eyeliner is really great because you get that intensity without the harshness of black. Now, as far as a black liner, I would definitely recommend the Urban Decay 24/7 Waterline Eye Pencil, and this is in the shade Legend. Now, this is a really nice deep black eyeliner, and this specific formula from Urban Decay, the Waterline formula, is so good. This is one of the only formulas that does not move from my waterline. I think it is really important to get a waterproof black eyeliner because otherwise you may get that unfortunate look when the black eyeliner starts to travel down your face. This really and truly does stay. Now, as far as a nude eyeliner goes, I love this one from Estee Edit. It is called the Inside Track Eye Kajal, and this is in the shade number 02, and it has two colors on here actually, so you do get more of like a 2-in-1, which is great. The side that I do use the most is the nude side, which looks like this. The reason why I really like this nude eyeliner in particular is because it is really nice and creamy, and it does last really well on my waterline. Nude eyeliners are really nice for opening up the eyes, and then on the other side of this pencil you have a really nice, very like deep reddish purple shade, which is also really gorgeous. Purples do make all eye colors pop. Now, I did want to mention that I was looking for a gel eyeliner to mention in this video, but to be honest with you, I don't really have a gel eyeliner that I would have to recommend from like Sephora or a higher end gel eyeliner because I've never really tried one that I would say is actually worth getting, and I wouldn't want to recommend something to you guys just for like the sake of recommending it. So if you are looking for a nice gel eyeliner, honestly, I would just get the Blackest Black gel eyeliner from Maybelline. I think it's probably one of the best and it is really affordable. But moving on to liquid eyeliners, I absolutely adore the one from Sephora collection. This is the Fine Line eyeliner, and it is waterproof as well. This is probably one of the smallest eyeliner pens I have ever found, and because it is so tiny, it makes it so easy to actually use and to create a really nice, sharp and precise line or wing with it. It is also totally waterproof. It lasts throughout the day, no problem, and it's very, very black. Now, as far as mascara, now I do also want to mention that there are so many mascaras from the drugstore that I think are amazing. Like the Maybelline Lash Sensational is probably one of my favorites, but of course there are some mascaras that are more higher end that I do also really enjoy, but just know that you don't have to get a higher end mascara to get really great lashes because there are some really great options from the drugstore. However, I do absolutely adore the Benefit Roller Lash. This is such an amazing mascara. I have gone through, I don't even know how many tubes of this, honestly. It has just been so good to my lashes. It makes my lashes look really nice and long and voluminous, and it separates them. It doesn't smudge or flake on me, and that's really honestly all I could ask for in a mascara. So as for the brows, I would have to definitely recommend using a powder if you are just starting out. I do feel like powder is probably the more forgiving of all of the different brow methods because using powder to fill in your brows just gives you a really nice soft effect. So this one over here is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Volumizing Brow Powder in medium brown. I love this brow powder because there's so much product in here. You will probably like never see yourself hit pan because I feel like you need such little product to actually fill in your brows, and this thing just does not go down. And I think the packaging is awesome, has a really nice little mirror in here, and it's also very sturdy. Now, as far as a brow gel, I would definitely recommend getting one of those just because especially if you have unruly brows, this will just help sort of tame them and keep them in place. So this one from Anastasia is my ultimate favorite. It is a clear brow gel. You can get it in a tinted version if you'd like, but the clear one is my favorite. This is the type of brow gel that will just keep your brows in place like no matter what. Like you literally feel it almost tightening on your skin as it dries because it just makes everything just stay as is for the whole entire day. And it also makes your brows look really nice and fluffy and separated. All right, so now let's move on to powder products for the face. So for my bronzer and contour powder, I definitely wanted to recommend the Benefit HOOLA powder. So firstly, the reason why I think this is such a great bronzer, especially for a starter kit, is because of the shade. This is a really nice, very neutral bronzer. It's definitely not too warm and it's not too cool. So you can use it both to contour and to bronze up your face. And the fact that it is matte also makes it suitable for contouring as well. Now, as far as blush goes, but I would definitely say to go for a blush palette just because a blush palette will give you those options, especially if you like to experiment with your makeup and you do like to do different eye looks every single day. You may want to change up your blush shade. So having a palette will just give you a lot of options in one convenient place. This product right over here is actually limited edition, but it is still out, so you can still get it if you would like to. This is the NARS Unfiltered One Cheek Palette, and this is probably one of my favorite blush palettes that I ever got. I think the shades in here are so gorgeous and work well for so many different skin tones. You have a matte warm pink, which is an awesome staple to have in a collection. Then you have this like purpley shade. This red shade does look scary, but honestly used very sparingly, it is such a beautiful blush shade. This right over here is actually a highlighter. This is my favorite shade in the palette. It's a gorgeous peachy shade. It's actually what I'm wearing right now on my cheeks. It's so, so pretty. And then this is more of like a bronzy blush. So you do get a lot of options in here. NARS blushes are really beautiful, and I definitely would recommend something like this if you are first starting out and you're looking for a really nice like blush palette type thing. Something else though that I would recommend for blushes is having a neutral blush in your collection. Something like this. So this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the shade Sensual. Ooh. The neutral blush is just like a really great safe blush to use when either you have a lot of color going on your lips or your eyes or even both, and you don't want your cheeks to compete with any of the other color going on your face. A neutral blush will do that for you. It will still blush up your cheeks and give you that color that you're looking for, but it will not compete with anything else in your face. Now, as for highlighters, I have a few highlighters actually to recommend to you guys based on your own preferences. So what I would personally go for would be either a cream or a liquid highlighter, just because I think that creams and liquids are so flattering on everybody. Because if you have some texture to your skin or larger pores, using a powder highlighter could really accentuate that. Whereas if you use something a little bit more subtle like a liquid or cream, you will not accentuate any texture or pores on your face. It will just give you that beautiful glow. So I feel like these are just more universally flattering. This one over here is the Sephora Collection Radiant Luminizing Drops. This one is really beautiful. It's in the shade Morning Light. She has a really subtle, very soft gold glow. And then this one is another one of my favorites. It is Benefit What's Up. This is a gorgeous champagne highlighter. This definitely gives you more of an intense glow compared to the Sephora SEPHORA highlighter. Now, if you still want a powder highlighter that still gives you more of like a natural look to your skin, then I would definitely recommend the Makeup Forever Pro Light Fusion highlighters. This is the pinkier one, but they do also have more of a golden one. This is probably one of the more flattering powder highlighters that I've found. Now, if you're into the more intense glow, I still got you covered. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. Now, she does actually have a few different versions of the Glow Kit, but this one is my favorite. It is in the shade Sundipped. I like this one because I feel like, again, it is the most versatile, and this would work for a wide variety of skin tones as well. Highlighters in here are really pretty. They're definitely more intense than the other highlighters that I previously mentioned, but they're still really gorgeous, have a very buttery texture, and I do really love these. Now, moving on to lip products, this was tricky for me to choose, and instead of choosing specific colors, because of course that is totally personal preference depending on what you're drawn towards, I decided to pick lip products in general, and then you could choose the colors for yourself. So starting off with liquid lipstick, the Sephora collection liquid lipsticks are definitely some of my all-time favorite liquid lipsticks. Of course, they do dry completely matte, but they are not too drying that they will completely dry out your lips, and they are pretty comfortable to wear, and they just released so many new and really beautiful colors. I have tried so many liquid lipstick formulas, but the Sephora collection definitely still remains right at the top. Now, if you're looking for some really great everyday lipsticks, then I would definitely recommend the Bite AMUSE BOUCHE lipstick collection. This is like the best lipstick formula because it's sort of just like the perfect formula. It's not matte, but it's not totally glossy. It's sort of like right in the middle. It's a very natural finish for a lip product, and every single color in the collection just has such great pigmentation. They're all so creamy, and they feel so nice and hydrating on the lips, and they also smell really, really good. They have some really beautiful, very trendy colors, as well as some really great everyday shades and some vampier shades. It's a really large collection, so that's why I wanted to mention this one. I freaking love Bite Beauty. They are awesome. So the last product that I wanted to recommend to you guys is MAC Fix Plus. Now, the reason why MAC Fix Plus is such an important product to have in a makeup collection is because it can be used for so many different things. So firstly, this could be used to sort of like calm down the powderiness of your makeup. So if you feel like you maybe applied too much powder, maybe you're looking a little bit cakey, spray a little bit of this on your face. It's like a magic potion, and it will sort of just calm down all of those powders, and it will just make it melt into the skin. This could also be used to intensify eyeshadow. So let's say you have a metallic eyeshadow that you want to be boosted up a little bit more. If you spray your brush with a little bit of MAC Fix Plus, it will just intensify it by like 10 folds, and you'll get a really, really beautiful, very intense metallic shade. So guys, that finishes off my high-end makeup kit. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and did find it helpful. Don't forget to let me know what you thought in the comments. What are some essentials for you in your makeup kit? I would definitely love to know. Give this video a big thumbs up, and of course subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.